can I just say, thank you so much for letting me do this. It really means a lot to me, you know.
Yeah.
To be able to promote myself on such a mainstream platform like the news.
Well, don't worry about it. And you know what? Good luck for the future. Take care of yourself. This industry can be crazy sometimes. Watch out for that father of yours.
Oh, no. I manage myself. It's just, you know, for the public to have that certain perspective. You know what it's like.
Oh, right.
And Michael? Michael?
What about Billy Bob Jean Short? Is he?
Oh, my dad. He's such a sweetheart. We both had the same agents, you know, like it just made sense. Both of us brought our image together.
Wow.
And Michael, I want to see the revenue share for the clothing line and get me a G&T before my meeting with the lube guys. If they say for your pleasure, I'm going to stop needing it.
One is certain, a preferable way exists.
And you'd be right. We've had our biggest and best brains working on this for months.
Alex, because you'll need all 4 buttons for the next section. Each time they light up, listen to the actors and try and pick the most appropriate effect. The actors can't hear your choices, so let's not upset them when they watch it back later.
You can hardly taste the chemicals. Some rare meat we brew in our production laboratory.
Flowers in my dressing room.
Salty, you believe it came from Spenland. The list of luxuries is endless. At least 7.
No, not
And
anymore.
we've even
I'm
added a
better than
random
that.
twist.
I'll tell you
One
what,
in every 100 boxes
adding
will
flowers
contain.
until a golden flower.
Looks like they just got lucky.
Absolutely right.
Remington Smith
10
siege
seconds.
survival boxes. So good you'll believe they were made somewhere else.
5, 4, 3.
Wow, dude.
Thanks for joining us for part 3. We've
Thanks
been
for joining us
teasing
for
you
part
about
3.
our new feature all night, and now the wait is finally over. I can reveal that every night on the show, we'll be treated to an episode of an informative and hilarious new segment called The Notice Board. It stars some top talent, and we're very excited about it. But before we see it, let's have a quick chat with the writer, director, and phenomenon, may I say, Jeff Algebra, guys.
Actually, I've dropped the algebra. I go by Jeff DePlume now. How'd you like that?
Well, yeah, very fancy. I suppose you need a new name now that you're a successful artiste.
Well, exactly. I'm earning enough to pay taxes now.
Oh.
It's shit.
And how does Angela feel about all this?
Who?
Your wife.
Oh, God, no. No, she's long gone. No, she was holding me back. I'm with Norm now. We were married last month.
Norm de Plume.
Yeah.
And why did you write this?
Pretty good.
What was your inspiration?
Oh, well, I received a telephone call offering me 25 grand to write a pro-team sitcom. And I heard my father's voice. It said, Jeff, you listen here, boy. You make hay while the sun shines. You wring every penny you can get out of this. So I wheeled him down to the transition centre, got out my typewriter and started clacking. Wow. Utter shite.
And without further ado, let's give it up for the notice board.
You have to play a sound effect, Alex.
I tried. Wouldn't let me. What the hell?
Alex, if you keep this up, you'll ruin the notice board, and the actors won't be happy.
Good morning, Miss Craven.
Have to go faster?
Morning, Ray.
Oh, God, it's this guy.
Everything all right, Mrs. Craven? You look as worried as the vicar in closing time.
Oh, Ray, it's those young louts. They've vandalised my shop again.
No!
Yes! They've written all sorts of obscene language and crude pictures, and I know it's those damn youths.
I don't know. It could be the vicar at closing time.
I'm just worried they won't ever become productive members of the community. What if they never see the error of their ways and end up as social outcasts, such as shoplifters or bong rats?
Don't worry, Mrs. Craven. This is a very supportive community, and I'm sure that in time they will fit into this society like this key into this lock. See? Works like a charm.
What a lovely way to put it, Ray. And just like that, we can unlock their future.
Yes, yes. Wow! Look at all the letters in my collection today.
Oh! I think that one's addressed to me.
What? This one? Oh, so you're right.
Oh.
Here it is.
Oh, it's a letter from my granddaughter, Brenda. She says she got an A on her maths exam because one of her friends has been helping her. She was always a team player, was our Brenda.
What's up, losers? Hey?
Oh, no. It's Brad. He's the coolest guy in the village.
That's right. I just got here on my motorbike.
Oh, clear off, Brad. We don't want any of your ilk around here.
What? Rad dudes?
No, ruffians. Have you come to tag the notice board with your gang signs?
No way. I've actually come to pin my resume on that notice board. I'm looking to do some tutoring after school.
What did you say? Tutoring?
That's right. Maths is very important. Would you mind, Ray?
Not at all.
So you, a young person, have been spending your time helping others and not just urinating on churches or huffing glue?
Hey, I haven't huffed glue for months.
Well, blow me down!
You know what? We misjudged you based on how young and cool you are and not on your actions.
No joy.
So it wasn't you who vandalised my shop last night or called me a rancid old crone from the back of a chopper?
No way. It can't have been me. I was too busy helping my friend Brenda with her maths homework.
Could you speak up there? I thought for a minute there that you said Brenda.
I did, you daft old sow.
Did you hear that, Ray?
Oh, yes, what a wonderful surprise. I now respect you as a man.
Put her there, Ray. Oh, what the heck? Give us a hug.
Sorry to interrupt the first groundbreaking episode of the notice board, but we are receiving some breaking news. I'm being told we are picking up reports from across the continent of what appear to be... what appear to be nuclear explosions in 4 major foreign cities. Initial estimates put the death toll into... they put them into millions. I'm being told we're experiencing some power shortages as a result, so apologies for the interruption. And apparently we can go live now to team headquarters for an emergency broadcast from Prime Minister Julia Salisbury any moment. Yes, let's go to that now.
Good evening, citizens and leaders of the world. Minutes ago, operatives working for Advance detonated nuclear explosives simultaneously in 4 major cities across the continent. We have similar devices in 58 other urban centres and will not hesitate to detonate.
We are hearing stories of power fluctuations and what could be minor earthquakes throughout the continent. Stand by. We've lost contact with our benefactors in Urkistan and Konoslava. All our equipment seems to be resetting. Can we get this confirmed? Can we get this verified? I need this verified. I don't know if you can hear me. I don't know if you are receiving this, but if you are, then you have to know. You have to know what's being done right now to our neighbours. This is unprecedented. Our government has committed multiple acts of mass destruction in our name. Nor do I care how you voted. You didn't vote for this. None of us did. This can't be. We are waiting further news and, oh, God. What if they respond?
We will expect your complete acceptance of our terms by midnight tonight. Thank you.
I don't really talk about my personal life in my job. It's not relevant or important. So many of you may be surprised to learn that I have a brother. His name is David. And right now, I can't get his stupid face out of my head.
Dude, our character's daughter was probably in one of those cities.
He's a researcher and he's currently travelling the continent for work. And I don't know where he is right now.
Yeah.
And I should imagine that there are many of you sitting at home tonight digesting this news, and you also have loved ones on the continent. In Urkistan, or Havia, or San Palmerino, or Konoslava, which is where David was when I last spoke to him 3 days ago. So when I tell you I know how you are feeling tonight, believe me, I do. But I also know that there's a flow to events. I see it every day here. I know that although tonight it feels like we may be in a time of fear and darkness, we may actually be at the break of a new dawn. We don't know that yet. We can't know that yet, but together we will find out. And I will be here every night, feeling what you are feeling. And with your help, maybe we can all get to that brave new world. My name's Megan Wolfe. Let's make tomorrow better.
And we're out. We've got people ringing around, but the telephone networks are overloaded.
Okay.
We'll find him.
Do we know exactly which cities were hit, or?
Stay neutral.
Megan.
Really?
We will find him.
Really? Interesting. I did not feel that I was neutral. I don't know how to use Steam. No, I was trying to see if I could give Julia the new emote artist badge, but I don't think it's in yet. Somebody in chat mentioned it. Oh, so close to earning. So wait. Complete the broadcast. So I didn't get stay neutral. So what did I get? I guess none of them. Interesting. So you can go like full government, full disrupt, or you can be neutral. Damn, dude. Crazy. Okay. Oh, gone. Best of vibes to you, man. Best of vibes. Just keep on keeping on. Every day it'll get a little bit easier. Make it a little bit harder first, but it'll get easier as time goes on. Good vibes to you, bud. Try to stay positive. The rest of your shift passes in a blur, with the same words going around and around in your head. Operatives working for advanced detonated nuclear explosives. Initial estimates for the death toll in the millions. Pull into the driveway with no memory of the journey home. The light in the front room is on. Clearly someone else is awake. The door creaks open in the living room and you find Sam sitting on the sofa staring at the TV. The screen is off and they're clearly lost in thought. They don't look at you, but they reach up and take your hand in theirs. Now you're closer, you can see the tears flowing freely down Sam's face. Our little girl. What the hell can we do? The bastards killed Susie and millions of others, all because they're effing war, which we never asked for. Behind the stairs you see a fire, raw fury. You've never seen it the same before. I hate them, Alex. I know you've never been a fan of Advance, but after this, they're monsters. I need to know you understand that. But we can't just be indifferent. We need to actually do something. Nothing can justify what they did, and anyone who tries is just as bad as they are. Relief spreads over Sam's face like a wave, and they collapse against you, clutching tightly. Clearly this was weighing heavily on them. You're not sure if you've even processed it fully yet. It's Rodent. Thank you, buddy. Good vibes to you, man. A final farewell. Oh, this is the mom. Last week has passed in a blur, a rush of things to do, but all immediately forgotten, your memory clouded by a dark fog. 9 days since the so-called Liberation Night, the beginning of Advance's new future. You weren't the first at the church today. You were staggered by the number of people who have come to mourn with you. Everyone here for the same reason, sharing the same pain, the sense of loss. It's written all over their faces, much as it would be yours. Oh. Yeah. Your daughter, poor little Susie, gone. Sam has said little since that evening. They're still getting over the shock. When you walk over and squeeze their hand, they squeeze back tightly. You'll get through this together. You can only imagine how awful it would be to face this alone. Jesus. Whoa! What? An academic exit? It's a seemingly ordinary morning. But as you get into work, you find a small crowd gathered in the break room. You didn't hear? Yeah, another one's gone missing. What's upping the total to now? Oh, I should think to over 100 at this point. They won't have all been reported or noticed yet. An exciting woman turns to you and begins to explain. Another professor went missing from Queensview University. With all the other disappearances over the last year, scientists, doctors, researchers. She pauses before lowering her voice to a whisper. It's clearly disrupt targeting the people speaking out against them. I haven't heard Advance are struggling to prevent further. A deep familiar voice from behind interrupts. What exactly is going on here? Bozeman clears his voice before continuing. I've told you before, I don't want to hear about these so-called disappearances. Come on now, people. Advance have been very clear that they're nothing to worry about, which means they're not our problem. Unless they start classing cappuccinos as intellectual, I don't think anyone here has anything to worry about. Okay. You can have a habit of doing what you want, but things are different now. Advance runs the show and they've made their feelings clear, so now I'm doing the same. Channel 1's official position is that the government has things well in hand, nothing more, nothing less. I trust I won't be hearing talk about this again. You drum your fingers on the steering wheel impatiently as you wait for Charlie again. It's great he's enjoying the Cohesion Cadets and is so enthusiastic, but does he really need to stay behind every week to help? It's your Saturday evening too, after all. Oh, we never should have let him join. You can't help but smile back. The frustration starting to fade as you see him genuinely happy. After hugging his friends goodbye, Charlie heads over to the car and gets his face flushed with excitement. So how was? You're interrupted as he can't contain himself any longer. Guess what? What? So obviously the Asian cadet is the starting point for becoming a CCO, so we get a head start when applying for that. Charlie Gush is clearly keen on explaining his news, almost tripping over the words in his efforts to tell you. Well, apparently, from next year, the top 5% of cadets will be taken to a special program to become CCMs, and guess who's going to be in it? I see. What do they do? Basically, they need a new liaison team between regular people, the CCOs, and the betterment department. And that'll be us. People come to us with concerns, we'll decide whether they need referrals, and if so, to which department. You're going to be helping people report from their friends and neighbors? Yeah, I guess, but only bad people. You know, like CCOs, I'm just worried about them having too much power and turning people against each other. You're starting to sound like the people that Advance are trying to help. Don't worry, I'll make sure that everyone gets support they need. It's a good thing for the community, and the team will be able to help everyone. Yeah, our son got converted, dude. I wouldn't be surprised if he ends up ratting us out. We raised a snitch, chat. We raised a snitch. I'm surprised to find Sam in bed next to you when you wake up. You must have gotten it very late last night from drinks with the folks from school. We decided to let them sleep in and enjoy a lazy Sunday morning. The house is quiet. You decide to bring some breakfast into the living room and watch some TV while you eat. This is breaking news. Reports are coming in from across the country that large swaths of farmland went up in flames last night as part of what authorities are calling heinous and well-planned acts of terrorism by a group known as Disrupt. In addition to food stores, which government sources have said will put a strain on the universal menu centers countrywide, a number of CCO and civic buildings were targeted in last night's attack. According to Prime Minister Julia Salisbury, specific prisons and re-education and betterment facilities were raided, and a small section of problematic and potentially dangerous individuals were forcibly extracted. Unfortunately, it appears that the CCOs were ill-prepared for an event like this. Disrupt seemed much more effective and well-organized in comparison. While most of the targeted locations were thankfully empty of people, given the latest of the hour, the betterment centers were fully staffed and they came under attack. 17 CCOs and 4 administrative staff lost their lives as a result of brutal actions of Disrupt last night. Countless more injured, many seriously rushed to hospital. A few Disrupt members were captured during the conflicts, but the vast majority seem to have evaded capture so far. Whew. You're interrupted by Charlie walking in the living room, bleary-eyed with a piece of toast. Anything interesting going on? Mutely, you leave the news on as they cycle between the story again. Charlie watches in hushed silence. By the end of the broadcast, they're dubbing it the Night of Fire. Everything's going to be okay. Yep. It'll be fine. Super fine. Hey, Steve, what's up, buddy?
Alex? Are you receiving? Calling. Come in, Alex. Can you hear the signal? This is Alan James. The revolution starts tonight, Alex, and we need your help. Throughout this broadcast, we're going to ask you to do things that will directly help with this mass protest. I'll be talking to you regularly tonight, and I'll also be hacking you when I can. Please help get our message out. We're on the verge, Alex. You've always been fair and balanced in your approach to us. With your help, we can tip the balance in our favor. If you play our tape at the second break, that's when we think it will have the most impact. It's on your right.
Episode of Just the Job.
So the second break?
By a chance to see the very last episode.
Because I don't want to go on a date with your cousin, Colin.
What have you got to lose?
My dignity, my reputation.
It's all right once you get past the teeth and the problematic tattoo.
I am perfectly capable of messing up my own love life.
Sorry about that. David wouldn't get off the phone.
Oh, is David single?
For Christ's sake, Colin, stay out of it.
I can help you. I'm an expert at romance. Ask my ex-wives.
Please don't set me up with your brother. That's 10 seconds, everybody.
You're not as tight, babe.
Too short?
Too smart.
Going in 5, 4,
Wow.
3.
Wow.
Good evening. This is the National Nightly News, broadcasting across the territories. My name is Megan Wolfe. Our top stories tonight. Ashes to ashes. It's been 40 days since Disrupt conducted attacks across the territories. The coordinated action, dubbed the Night of Fire by commentators, was seen as an attempt to subvert the supply chain, but there may have been more to it. After a roadside IED toppled the convoy, prisoners, including Portia Hamilton-Mann, the daughter of the former Prime Minister, were freed and have subsequently vanished. The escapees are presumed to have fled the territories. Here at Channel 1, we say good riddance to bad rubbish. Food, glorious food. With the last of the menu centres opening in territories 5, 8 and 14 today, Advance confirmed that the programme is now in full operation, providing free food for every citizen of the new future. What started as rationing during the 20-week war has blossomed into a social contract that is the envy of the unawakened world. Jack Tractorpants, spokesman for the menu centres, said today that while they can guarantee the contents of every box is nutritious, the actual quality of the meals you cook depends on whether you have a touch of Chef Jordan Rankley or the culinary skills of a professional footballer. If I were a rich man, problems in territories 11, 17 and 22 today as striking bosses attempted to undermine their new economies. With seemingly no awareness of irony, the former CEOs and MDs have come together to form the Wealth Creators Union, with demands including a return to 150% bonuses, private jets and mandatory grovelling zones. Advance have been quick to respond, saying if they would rather quit their cushy jobs to become nurses or teachers, they'll earn significantly more than they used to pay their own workforce. Thus far, no one has taken up the challenge. Some fun now. Signs of ever more resistance to Advance's radical policies today as popular resistance movement Disrupt extended their reach further across the territories. The organisation's emblem appeared in every major city across the territories last night in a well-coordinated publicity stunt, which has seen them dominate the headlines. While it's beyond debate that Disrupt's membership is growing at a rapid pace, not everyone seems to be as energetic about it as spokesperson Alan James would have us believe. Especially not this resident of Grottingberg Zoo in Territory 6, who seems remarkably unenthused about global politics. And final headlines tonight for 3 stories we've been following closely for the last 2.5 years. Foreign soil, a glimpse today of failed CEO Sophia Remington, who, facing serious criminal charges centred around the details of her pet project, has spent the last year in refuge at the Malvalian Embassy here in the capital. With no end in sight to her self-imposed isolation, the board of Remington's Fist removed her as CEO in absentia this morning by a unanimous vote. Sophia was heard to yell something obscene in Malvalian at the assembled journalists before slinking back inside. We didn't catch all of it, but it was something about our mother and a goat. Fun guy. Unexpected news today as 2 familiar scientists announced the birth of an extraordinary child.
I totally did. He was still talking. What? Oh my lord. Every single one before that, she would say something and then it would give us a chance to operate and go from there. So that time I guess she was going right into it. I suck at my job,
this
chat.
broadcast, we're going to ask you to do things that will directly help with this mass protest. I'll be talking to you regularly tonight, and I'll also be hacking you when I can. Please help get our message out. We're on the verge, Alex. You've always been fair and balanced in your approach to us.
You can select the second the machine comes up.
We can tip the balance in our favor.
Oh, look at the second's not what she says. Okay, I've always been going off what they said.
That's when we think it will have the most impact. It's on your right.
Episode of Just the Job.